Hey guys, it's Rec Magazine Weekly. I'm here with Niall Gunn from Drift Allstars, formerly way back when, JDM Allstars. What's going on at the SEMA show? What brought you out here from across the pond?
Well, we're coming here every season. It's like the third year we're coming here, and it's a global show. We got to be here every season. All our partners, sponsors are here. All the tire teams are here. So yeah, it's just good to catch up with the drivers, partners, sponsors.
Now, a lot of people watching might not keep up with Drift Allstars like some others. Give us a preview of the season in 2014. Like, what's it like? Like, what's going on?
Well, like I said, we've changed Drift Allstars now. Drift Allstars Europe. So we're across 8 different countries.
Wow.
Like this next season, we're like the UK, Scandinavian, Eastern Europe, because that's kind of where the market is at the moment. UK and Ireland, as you know, is a huge scene.
Right.
Scandinavia is blowing up at the moment with gate build, so our events are like before and after gate build, and then we go into Eastern Europe, where there's probably the biggest talent in Europe at the moment, between the Polish guys, Latvia, Lithuania, the Russians, Ukraine. So we've kind of finally found the formula for Europe, so it's kind of quite good.
What's your, give me some of your guys' like attendance numbers for an event over there.
Yeah, it's kind of really good drifting. We've kind of, like I said, in Eastern Europe, drifting is kind of the answer to motorsports. Those guys can't get Formula One, they can't get WRC, but they can get an international motorsport like drifting. And we've went to Latvia, and this event is in the city centre, 8,000 people. In Poland, drifting's the fastest growing motorsport, and had 25,000 people at the Plock event, which was round 1 this season. So globally, that's a huge number for drifting. It's answering the call to a lot of marketing teams, sponsors, drivers. The numbers are there. The fans love the sport, and if anything, they're a lot more active than the UK because the UK market's very competitive with motorsports, and drifting's still kind of very new and young.
Yeah. Now, what's the difference in like a build maybe from like one of these guys running in Drift Allstars to someone, say maybe here in the States?
I'd say a lot of them are the same builds, to be honest. In some regards, they're being exceeded. Like we were saying earlier, the HGK team in Latvia, they're building there's like BMW World Touring cars, 600-700 horsepower. The guys in Norway have like quick change rear ends, proper G-force dog boxes, everything 600-700 horsepower. So like we touched on earlier, everyone, the kind of ballpark is like 600 horsepower just to be competitive. Chassis builds are huge, and average build is like 60,000 euros up to 200,000 euros.
Wow. What's your guys' rule book like as far as like Formula Drift limits a lot of things with like suspension point modification and things like that?
We replicate basically the whole Formula D rule book. We work really closely with Jim and Ryan. That's been one of the tricky things, is going into a lot of these countries, aligning the rule books and aligning the judging criteria.
Right.
So we found the formula for Europe, and I think a lot of people now respect us and they want to align with us. And we had a really good meeting with Jim and Ryan yesterday, and trying to align rule books and internationally. That's the main thing, and judging criteria.
Right. How many series are you kind of like facing in Europe nowadays?
I was saying, there's 48 championships across 28 different countries. As a market, it's huge. I'm probably one of the few people that's been to all these countries, and I think that's why it's been a hard road to find the formula for Europe. Everyone's kind of going, what's going on in Europe? And this season, I think everyone's respected us. I think we've done a good job, and it stood out. It's finding that formula, I think, is the key.
Excellent. Now, you guys have gone through, there's a few big names I think that we know in the States out of Europe. One of those is James Deane. James came by our office probably 3-4 weeks ago and talked to us about he's going to run Drift Allstars. Is he, I guess, as big of a name in Europe? Is that kind of something you guys are really excited about, having him join over there?
James won the championship obviously in 2011, and the drivers are turning this more into a business. They're turning into more athletes. James is the #1 driver for Falcon Tire Europe. and he just wanted to get his program correct because it's not a cheap series to run Drift Allstars. We're going to 8 different countries. It's a bit like an FD campaign, probably not as expensive, but like it's a really good thing for him to join. As a name, he's big on social media. I think globally he's a big name, and in a lot of these countries, yes, he's a big name. Like this weekend he's in South Africa. Last weekend he was in Poland, I think. But he's a very, very big name, and he was at the events this year spotting for Jack Shanahan, his kind of prodigy. So he's 14-year-old. So.
Yeah, so tell us about that guy. So you, like in here in the States, like most series, you can't drive without a driver's license. Obviously, you were showing me at the Poland round, you had a guy driving who was like 14. What's just, I guess in general, like, what's the requirement to drive? Do you just need a car and a person?
No, it's they're actually there's an insurance for this.
Okay.
So in Eastern Europe, you can start rally racing when you're 13 years old. So basically, the co-driver drives the car on road stages, and then on closed course you can drive the car. So from 13 years old, you can start competing. So drifting is closed circuit. It's like street circuit. So it's where we aren't in FIA, but that is the insurance policy. So it's for 13 to be in it. But like I said, everyone's aligning. There's now a EDF, the European Drift Federation, so everyone's aligning the rule book. So it's important we all regulate, because again, people are thinking stuff isn't regulated in Europe. We're aligning with Jim and Ryan, and everyone's kind of working together. Jack is an amazing prospect, coached by James Deane. The guy was 6th in the series this season. He pushed 2 event winners to one more time. He's like killing it. Like, he's only 14-year-old, and he's like, James is 21. He's like 7 years behind James. Like, where's he going to be when he's 21? And James is the most established European drifter, 2 European championships, numerous national titles, FD driver. So
yeah. Let me ask you about a specific car, because it's kind of caught my eye. I feel like it's gotten a lot of press. I don't know who owns it, but we just brought it up. It's that 1,000 horsepower like GT86. Is that something you feel like that's looking pretty common? Because what really shocked me the first time I watched some of his videos and stuff, I mean, that damn near looks like a GP2, GP3 like budget. Like, they've got a real nice setup at the track. The car looks great. Yeah. Like,
I'll tell you on that guy. That's a guy called Hubert Poganski.
Okay.
He's a Dakar racer. So basically, he does world rally racing for a living. So he's a Red Bull athlete, and he drives for Orlen Oil Team, and he's supported by KTM factory racing team. So basically, most of his year, he's like in the desert doing Dakar, Tunisia, Dubai, all these kind of crazy world rally races. But his passion is drifting. And his team has built an amazing GT86. He's backed by Toyota. It's probably another 150,000 euro build, 1,000 horsepower. I've been in the car. It's amazing. It's really, really good car. And the other thing, we've got quite cool athletes coming to the table. We got like Mark Webb, 5 times BMX world champion. He's now drifting, and he's like bigger than Ryan Turek, we were speaking to last night. So we've got a lot of interesting action sport guys coming in as well.
It's awesome. Tell everyone a little bit about this round in Poland. You guys like drifted around the big stadium in the city. What was that like logistically set up? How did the fans react to all that?
That's actually been like year 2 in the build, and this company owns it. It's like Bud Matt Auto. They're a huge company in Poland, and they've got a huge passion for the for drifting. They've got a 4-car team, and their base is in Plock in Poland.
Okay.
And the budget is huge, and they want to. It's in their interest to market their brand, but they don't want to make drifting big in Poland. They want to make it big in Europe. So it's a really good thing to have us involved. The build was huge. We're saying to Ryan and Jim, putting in a lot of concrete barriers, grandstands. Those builds cost a lot of money these days, and they wanted to make it world class, and they did a really good job. 27,000 people at the event. We had a live TV deal with that. The live stream, everyone all over the world was actually watching that event. 40,000 people tuned in for the live stream. 2 different stations for the live stream. We had Polish station and a English channel. So two different teams. There was probably a crew of like 300 people working on the event behind the scenes. It was mind-blowing, and it was kind of really good for us because it showed the world when we have the tools, we have the series and the drivers and like the execution of the event. When we kind of combine forces with that and the Polish series, it was world class.
Awesome.
Like the top 10 in qualifying was amazing. Guys were just like so close, on the wall. Probably the best qualifying session I've ever seen in my life. And the battles were amazing.
Well, I appreciate you grabbing a few minutes with us. I'm really going to try and make it out to Latvia next year.
Yeah, you guys got to go.
Crossed.
Like I said, we've had a lot of good meetings, and a lot of FD drivers want to come over, and it's all about making the sport bigger, be it the US or Europe. So see if we can all work together on this.
Yeah, excellent. Well, I appreciate it, man.
Very good.
Thank you for your time.